Dude, Nikke gave us not one, but 2 summer events in the same year. Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun, dai-chan here. Today, I've been asked to cover the first ever annual summer event for Nikke, Goddess of Victory. Technically, I'll be showing off the second part of the summer event, See You Again. I'm a bit late to the party, but you can still catch this event if you hurry up. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm a huge fan of this game. While mobile gacha games are a dime a dozen these days, and they cost way more than a pretty penny, Nikke stands above the rest for its phenomenal live 2D models, killer soundtrack, surprisingly deep story, and most of all, third-person arcade-style shooting from a perfect camera angle. You know what I'm talking about. If you enjoy this content, be sure to like, comment, share, and smash that subscription bell to stay up to date on all my videos. Consider supporting the channel by becoming a paid member on YouTube or joining via Subscribestar or Patreon. All 3 platforms offer the same perks, such as early access, exclusive videos, and an incoming doujinshi featuring yours truly. To hop onto Nikke, all you've got to do is download the app on iOS, Android, or even PC. It's free to play with microtransactions. Those come in the form of gacha gems, extra costumes, and season passes which combine a bit of both. You'll need to recruit your Nikke from a gacha lottery, but those season passes are pretty generous, and it's nice being able to purchase costumes outright. I won't lie though, gacha is always going to be a drag, and it's no different here. But if you're hoping to settle in for the long haul, Nikke's the game to go with. Why? Because of all the gorgeous Nikke, of course. My favorite's this girl, Milk, a fiery tomboy who's yearning for a fight. I'm personally not a free-to-play user, but I wouldn't call myself a whale either. By using all the free goodies available to me, I've amassed a large force of supreme gals. There are girls here to meet any preference you can imagine, and despite the game's reputation for its, physics system, the story they partake in is truly emotional and immersive. Here's a basic lore summary. You play as an upstart commander who works for the Ark, an underground haven for humanity after the surface was conquered and ravaged by mechanical monsters called Raptures. To fight the Raptures, humans created Nikke, cybernetic women who inherit the minds they had in life. The story mainly deals with discrimination between Nikke and humans, and it's your job to find a way for everyone to coexist. It won't be easy, but these lovely ladies have your back. This summer, the commander is given the chance to relax a bit, being sent to a remote island to investigate what should be a benign signal. At first, the island's safe, enough for you and your companions to enjoy the tropical vibe. That is, until the signal turns out to be the Kraken, an extremely rare aquatic rapture that hasn't been spotted in years. It traps us on the island, forcing us to wait for reinforcements from the Ark. The main story of Nikke hits a point where it's hard to progress without buying enhancement materials, and there's only so much you can farm per day. The events, however, are balanced for pretty much everyone, offering normal and hard difficulty options. There's always something to do, and this summer event is one of the best so far. My favorite thing about it is the wide assortment of new Nikke, as well as beach outfits for the existing ones. In the first part, we got costumes for Frima, Rappy, and Pepper, as well as a new form of Mary. For Part 2, we've got costumes for Yen, Leader, and Mast. Complete the event's story, and you'll get a copy of Anchor, but the real highlights are the new versions of Anis and Helm. Helm is shy, hiding behind a slipover to avoid embarrassment, but Anis isn't going to have that. With a good splash, Helm's white shirt can reveal her stunning bikini beneath. Anis herself goes all out, showing off her voluptuous figure in the swimsuit she wanted to wear back in June. Was it worth the wait? I think so. I'm especially glad to see her being more intimate with the commander, as I originally thought she was just platonic. While it's fun to run around and search the island for collectibles, I especially enjoy fighting the Kraken itself through coordinated operations, where you team up with other players to take it down. There are very few opportunities to do this, but it's a blast every time. We've also got a challenging minigame where you barbecue skewers for your companions. You've got to take orders accurately and serve them up as quick as you can while controlling the grill's heat. You don't have to be a pro to get all of the rewards, but you'll naturally feel encouraged to improve your score. Even if this event passes by, it's only a matter of time till something new comes down the pipeline. I've been very impressed with the amount of content so far. The combat is addictive, but it's not too demanding of your time. You can control everything yourself, or let it play on auto when you've got to multitask. My only gripe with the gameplay is that each match hits you with a strict time limit. It discourages you from playing defensively, and let's be real, running out of time is the lamest way to lose. While it's not an obligation at all, it can be discouraging to compare yourself to other players, the strongest of whom spend real money to get ahead of the curve. If you play at your own pace, though, it's very rewarding. That said, if competition is your passion, there's an entire arena mode where you can pit your setup against top players. Surprisingly, it works out well considering the combat is designed around PvE. Oh, and I haven't even mentioned the music yet. In addition to what you've heard in this video, Nikke's soundtrack is phenomenal. Events get their own theme songs, many of which are made by guest artists. One of my favorites is the song Satellites, performed by Amelie. It brings a tear to my eyes when I hear it and recall learning about what Dorothy and her squad went through to first ensure the arc was completed. And then there's Hero, composed by the legendary Sawano Hiroyuki. Beyond the vocal themes, there are tons of electronic earworms that you can jam to at the Outpost. Speaking of the Outpost, look at this place. You get to customize its facilities and watch as all your Nikke wander about as chibis. The game has 3 different voiceover languages, those being English, Japanese, and Korean. I play it in English, and it sounds wonderful. I get to hear some of my favorite voice actors, such as Lisa Ortiz, along with new voices I hadn't heard about. My wife prefers it in Japanese, which is also very professional. Ayako Kawasumi, our favorite King of Knights, voices Sugar as she zips around in her motorcycle. Initially, there were some issues with the English localization, and I suppose I still notice them every now and again. Specific names will sometimes get switched around, such as Queen Whale and Mother Whale. I got too far in the story once and found a section without any voice acting, which was quickly resolved. It can be exhausting to read hours and hours worth of text, so I'm glad Nikke keeps things short and sweet with its dialogue. The pacing leaves me coming back for more, appreciating every cutscene. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm a bit of a simp for this game. If you haven't yet, check out my Goddess of Victory playlist, which has a number of shorts that outline individual Nikke. I'll be continuing that series in the form of compilation videos going forward. With that, I'll leave things off by asking who your favorite Nikke are. Be sure to let me know in the comments below.